Up to a 130-foot crest and then downhill. What about heading toward turn 2?
What about Stuart Friesen diving in there on Kyle Busch? These guys know that Kyle Busch is a favorite. They want to put him in their rearview mirror.
Bowman with the lead. Zane Smith second.
Reluctantly getting single file as they flow through the S's here, chopping some of the corners off. Few of the guys at the back still trying to get sorted out here. 2 and 3 wide in the 7. That's a pretty sketchy spot for these guys.
Yeah, our truckers, Andy, they don't like to be single file. They want to race you every lap. They want to race you hard. These races are short. They're quick. You better get it done in a hurry.
Absolutely. And 2 wide through 8 and 9 right there. That is tough to do without knocking somebody off the track there.
Coming up to 11 in this tight hairpin turn, and then the long.
Oh,
we got one. Yeah, that's Austin Wayne Self in the 22. Boy, that's a tough break. He is from Austin, Texas, and that is some pretty significant damage to the 22. Taylor Gray was involved in that as well.
Wow, something went wrong there. There was way too much rotation that early in it. It's like he didn't have front brakes and just had rear brakes there. That was very odd.
Still green.
Every time Kyle Busch tries to make a move, Stuart Friesen tries to make one on Kyle. But that 51 truck has the pace that we expected it would have early. He's all over the 38 of Zane Smith.
Yeah, Kyle in that white 51, and there's Friesen behind him, and Friesen's being challenged by Parker Clearman there on the inside.
Both the 75 and 52 guys that we haven't seen always at the front of these road courses, but they're pushing for it today. That move by Friesen into one on the 51 on the Kyle, that's gutsy at the top of the green there.
Clearman's been a good road course racer. Doesn't get to race a lot, but he finished 5th last year at Watkins Glen. I mean, he is competitive regardless of where he goes or what he gets in.
And I love that small team and the way they get the job done, running up in the top 5 every time he cranks the engine.
That's a beautiful day here as well.
That's what you get in the truck series a lot. Some underdogs that get up there and battle for the wins.
Let's keep an eye on the 22.
Yeah, it's just the rear end is locked up.
All rear brakes right there. Something was wrong. There wasn't enough front pressure, and you saw immediately. It might have been a missed downshift, but that was instant rear lockup.
Yeah, and almost like you said, you see it happened too quickly. Like there was no brakes except for a little bit in the rear, and that's what locked up and caused the smoke.
Taylor Gray in that 17 also got some contact from the 22, and Gray just 16 years old, turning 17 this weekend. And there's a good look at it from Tyler Ankram's perspective.
You can see everybody just was along. He was along for the ride once that thing turned around. It happened in a hurry.
Yeah, that right as we're going from 3rd to 2nd and getting ready to go to 1st there.
And Jack will get his 4 tires, and when the caution flies, he'll stay out.
Expecting teams to do
24, I'm racing him good right now, man, and the truck series good. That's Travis Quapple right now in the truck series I'm doing. In 2005 Chesapeake Cup for the 2004 season. He is good, man. Travis Quapple drove the 24 truck back then, yellow and black. I also had a red one. Just realized the Hendrick number 7 truck right there of Alex Bowman. That's like Kyle Austin's 5, but that's actually going back to the paint scheme that Ricky Hendrick had. That was Ricky Hendrick.
Not really get him hot, not really burn him up, and just kind of chill until we get this green.
I was watching Michael Merckx on YouTube. I even had a live chat there with Alex Bowman. It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, Kligerman inherits the lead with those pit stops, but we understand that Parker is going to be coming this time as well. As you see, Matt Crafton had to go to the rear for unapproved adjustments and was also got a penalty, so he had to do a drive-through at the beginning of the race. So it's kind of gone from bad to worse for Matt, but he's trying to move forward here after the green has dropped and the pit stops have commenced.
The good thing about that, Vince, is it takes.
I think I would have just stayed out and have a little planned strategy of coming in early on stage 2 and go out. And then at the final stage, come in as soon as the final stage, but then no matter what, I should have enough fuel to make it to the end as everybody else had to pit. That's what strategy I would go with. So I can get points to win stage 1. Don't do very good in stage 2, but then come back, be around 20-something stage 2, but then come back for the win, for the race win. Yes, sir.
On our final lap, Zane with a nice exit there and yards freezing a bit. See if Stewart can rebound.
Coming through the S's.
How fun is that, Andy? I mean, it just looks like a ball slipping and sliding through there.
That is a ball, and we've seen the 38
Oh, yeah.
on a bunch of occasions be so close to pushing that limit of being all in the red there and over the rumble strips.
Oh, like there?
That one doesn't count. So they told us specifically it's just 3 to 6. You're allowed to look for that rim and turn it there, but you've got to just watch out in the S's there.
Well, that was beautiful. I mean, he put it right on the edge of the racetrack and made some ground.
I'm impressed with the way Friesen is running as they come to turn 11 and head down toward that long straight toward turn 12. And Friesen, admittedly, not a road course guy. He's gradually gotten better at this discipline, but he has been solid today.
We heard Josh Sims say that before the race, that Stewart said, I don't know about all this, but man, he's got it going on today in that Toyota.
I mean, he was on his bumper at a 1. He took an early look into 2, and that he got suckered into taking that look there, and then unfortunately that backed him off, and he just wasn't able to complete, and he kind of lost that tail of the 38. He's charging here, coming to the finish, though.
Final lap in stage 1. Zane Smith in the 38. This team won the race a year ago, and now they're on the verge of taking care of business here in the initial stage of this race here today. Stuart Friesen, hot on the heels of Zane.
On a couple corners to
Hot
go.
on the heels is right. Zane can't make a mistake. We'll have it all slip away from him. Look at Stewart hanging that
And
rear
got him
end
right
out.
here last turn. There you go, man.
He's in as well.
Swings wide, trying to use every bit of track that is available to him.
That's why I love stage racing. They're heating it up right now like it's the last lap of the race. A lot on the line.
On their way to the green and white checkers, stage 1 belongs to Zane Smith, his first stage win of the season.
Woo!
Exciting just as we anticipated, racing all over the course, and Zane Smith wins stage 1.
51 here. John Hunter Nemechek and Hocevar obviously bringing it to the 75 and the 7 now.
I would add Chandler Smith. He's got a faster truck now than he did earlier. And right there, Matt Crafton. He started with a pass-through penalty, and now he's up there.
Penalty, and now he's in the top 10 here. That's a nice quiet run up through the field.
Let's go,
Everybody's
boys.
chasing Kyle Busch. He's got a couple of second advantage, but it's a dogfight the rest of the way. Going to break, but you won't miss a thing. Going to keep on trucking.
Wide, Kyle Busch up the middle.
Nemechek did not pit, stayed out.
Zane
As
Smith
is the case for Zane Smith, who took a look on Nemechek.
all over the back tailgate of the Ford truck is Zane.
Jamie, Nemechek didn't come to pit road when so many others did. Why?
Well, remember their strategy earlier. They actually pitted on lap 9, 2 laps before the others. So they were going to be 2 laps short on fuel if they stayed on the strategy that so many that just pitted did. So they're going to have to hang on here and wait for the stage break to come in.
You know, it's interesting. Several crew chiefs telling me today they could go about 20 laps on a tank of fuel, and with that final stage being 16 laps, we're at 4 to go now. Did those that just came, did they put themselves in a little bit of jeopardy to the end?
Well, I think they're going to make it, Vince, as long as they're... Ooh, look at the dive
For the
bomb.
lead,
There it
Zane
is.
Smith on John Hunter Nemechek.
They've got the stage break coming up, so they'll get some caution laps there. I believe they'll make it. We're used to seeing green-white checkers overtime in the truck series. These guys are battling it out. Oh, it's around.
Smith gets into Nemechek, and Nemechek spins.
I was just going to say, it is so tough to be side by side through 12, 13, 14, and then our tightest turn 15. But the 4 looked like it started closing the door, and surprise, this is what I was watching the whole time. The 61 is around.
I'm
and
guessing
sure you
Matt
guessed
Crafton had something to do with that.
Yeah.
Let's see if that neon yellow 88 maybe
I wasn't
doesn't,
even watching the fight at the front of the pack. I just wanted to see the 88 pump the 61 here. That was so obvious this was coming. He was nice to him and did it in a slow corner.
The veteran did a good job.
Didn't put sticking him in the wall.
Matt Crafton spun him around.
Fortunately, nobody else involved. Harmless spin for the 61. Hopefully, Matt's de-stressed now, and he can get back to coming through this field.
They just put him right in his lap. I mean, there was no way that was not going to happen with Matt having him right there. And then look at the battle for the lead. They get together.
That was ambitious. That was an ambitious look, followed by the 4 shutting the door a little earlier than normal.
And Nemechek on pit road, Jamie.
And just like that.
Wants to be out there competing and right now his man Zane.
Bob
He's leading
Jenkins.
this race, and just ahead, that's Chase Purdy in the 61.
And I'm in the game.
He came to pit road. He's trying desperately to stay on the lead lap.
Like Mark
And
Jenkins,
Zane
but
so
Bob
far
Jenkins.
gets him back into contention for a top 10 if he's able to do so.
Final lap here on the stage. And there's that window washing competition we were documenting earlier. Kyle and Chandler. Derek Crouch just ahead of them.
There's a Twitter debate with Kyle Busch and Chandler Smith about whoever finishes higher doesn't have to wash windshields at the shop. The other guy does. And so these two are having a little bit of fun and also running really fast laps here late in the going of stage 2.
And at the same time, you don't want to wreck your boss. That's a tough one on these courses here with stick axles and potential wheel hop. And somebody as fast as your boss while you're trying to run up in the top 5 and get your own W as well.
So far, so good for Purdy in the 61.
Zane Smith coming through turn 19, headed to 20, and then he'll be on that straight toward the green and white checkers. It will be the second time in his young career that Zane Smith has swept both stages. Getting it done here at Coda. Zane Smith, winner of stage 1 and stage 2. Now can he complete the job and win the race?
The DQ
Check Coda. Nice start by Chandler Smith, able to run wheel to wheel with
It's like one's black, one's white. Just different numbers. Like this one counts as newer, that's older style. These both identical except that one, yeah, different numbers and just blue and black with the same type of paint scheme.
Sometimes 6 wide. There was a guy in the
Same sponsors and everything.
on the right side up there. They've kept it together, kept the contact to a minimum, and gotten everybody through there each time.
Osavar in 3rd, Fries in 4th, Parker Kligerman 5th.
Christian Eckes is in a tight battle there with Kaz Gralla. Kaz with a big rebound, 2nd here a year ago, and now he's battling again for a top 5.
Moved up from 8th to 7th and trouble.
44 again.
Jack Wood,
Is that Chris Wright?
and tell him that is the, I think it is the
22. 44. I mean. I
So
think
Jack Wood
44.
with another truck off. Right in the 44.
Thought I saw the 22
That
too.
was turn 8, and there was another truck off to the right of that corner.
Yeah, I think it was
Haley
22.
Deegan. He's had a tough day. Still green. Deegan's going to be able to get it rolling, so they'll stay green.
She might be pulling off there. That looks like it's
Oh,
crabbing
she
to
is.
the left. Or to the right there.
Turn the wheel at all? I can't turn. I mean,
So if she's going to stay parked there, that'll ultimately bring out the caution. But right now, we are still green as you see Kligerman, Friesen, and Hocevar in a good battle.
I just love all the different lines on exit. Andy, do you look forward to taking advantage of those runs tomorrow?
Man,
that you can make here all the room you have on exit?
I am. The Cup cars are going to be pretty crazy because I know with them, as just to say, that green part that we see on those outside of those corners, that's really sticky. Getting there is the tough part. Looks like we're full course caution.
Yeah, the caution has now come out.
91 truck. He was so much fun to watch at Daytona, and now he's showing his prowess on the road course. Prowess spun earlier. Taylor Gray, young man up inside the top 10, and there's Zane.
Celebrated his birthday yesterday, just turned 17, Taylor Gray.
And there's Matt DiBenedetto, another guy that's been up front.
Matt had such a great charge in the beginning of the race and sort of stalled out a little bit. Hopefully worked on his truck in the 3rd stage here. He's got something to move forward.
Well, there's going to be some beating and banging yet before this one's all said and done. So if you can see the front, you're going to have a shot at having a good finish today, I believe. They're coming toward the green. There will be 10 laps remaining when they take it. Kyle Busch and Chandler Smith, a couple of KBM trucks up front.
5 wide.
That was a good job by Kyle Busch there.
Nice and smooth.
He saw his teammate lift a little bit and got the jump.
Okay,
Not so much.
Hocevar jumped up and is going to challenge Kyle Busch for the lead.
John Hunter trying to get through this mess. Kyle was able to hold off Carson. Carson into second place.
Chandler Smith third. Friesen and Kligerman the top 5. Still trying to sort itself out back in the pack.
God, I can't express how difficult it is to be
sideways
through the S's at this racetrack. These guys are talented, but they're aggressive. And I mean, just right here, that's such a sketchy spot. You're just trying to put the power down, and you're struggling single file.
More contact.
About doing it too wide.
That's Eckes with the orange roof.
And that's Parker on the hard on the brakes again. We've seen.
Oh, hard on the brakes was Crafton. That's all smoke.
He's going to be wanting to set up to make that pass at the end of this race.
And that's exactly what Zane Smith said he was good at, getting hard on the brakes into the corner and making those moves.
Kyle still holding the lead. If Kyle Busch would happen to win this race today, it'd be the first time in series history that a single team has won 3 of the first 4 races.
One truck way off.
3 different drivers. Chandler Smith, Corey Heim, and then Kyle would be the third. This is the second of 5 races for Kyle this season.
Oh, a little bit of a slip there from Carson gave Friesen a chance to look to the inside.
Just a little bit of hope that gives you there. That's a tough one. Again, you can get suckered into an early turn in there and not get the drive off.
Somebody's slow.
Right.
Unable.
That 52 looks strong, though.
I think the adjustments they made on their pit stops has improved that truck, because you're right. He's holding pace there with Carson and holding off Parker.
Yeah, that truck is all slow. Matt Benedetto.
With an issue. Is that truck?
No drive line.
Broke his drive line. That's going to be a caution.
Come to a stop.
He was inside the top 15. Has come to a stop there, and that will eventually bring out the caution. But right now, still green as Kyle continues to lead. Hocevar in second.
Spin.
Oh, and
Yep.
Zane Smith has gone around.
Oh, that's
With
a
some
tough spot.
help.
You are so blind over the crest of that hill.
Zane had a little bit of a scrub earlier. Oh, another truck off. Is
That's
that
awesome.
off?
44?
Oh, check that.
No, it's
That's
Chris
Chris Wright.
And it was the 44 for the
Same
start.
colors as that 22 truck.
And the same amount of damage, a little bit less, I guess, but problems on the right rear. Lane.
So DiBenedetto is going to need to get some assistance back to pit road, and that's going to tighten up the field for another restart. And are the restarts, is that the real opportunity for some of these other drivers to get Kyle?
100%. See if we can tell what happened.
Oh, Eckes, 98.
So entry into 1 and entry into 11, if we look from an overhead view, you see this area here where actually you get this diagonal shot in. It sometimes suckers guys in to turn it in early, and they get into this impossible turn 1 or turn 11 to make because it's so tight there. And they'll see the pavement, they'll see that look, they'll see that opportunity, but then there's no way they can crank the wheel and get around that corner. And unfortunately, it ends up in contact and usually somebody's spinning.
And that's right where Chris Wright got a little contact and spun around as well.
But
And we got a lot of racing left.
That's 160 turns.
Golly, you're so smart.
Before we go green, Jamie on Chandler Smith.
Yeah, he's back in 5th right now. His crew chief, his team telling him through 7, 8, and 9, you need to use the curbs more. Get a little bit more aggressive. He told him he has some kind of weird rattling vibration going on. They said, put it out of your mind. Focus on you're better than 5th. Let's go.
Yep.
I like those pep talks.
Yep.
Man, you got to buckle up, roll up your sleeves, and get with it here.
Can't imagine with all the contact that these trucks take, either from other trucks or from the track itself, that there wouldn't be some strange noises in just about everybody's truck right now.
Yep. They're rare to go, though.
Make that turn 20 and face that long front straight, getting that green flag to fly with Kyle Busch on the inside and Carson Hocevar on the outside.
This is where they fan out. Check out this view. We're going to see trucks go all over the place into turn 1.
4 wide. Almost 5 wide.
going to shove Kyle a little bit wide, but his foot's still in it. He's going to hold on. 4 wide behind that.
And Hocevar getting shuffled a little bit. Friesen into second.
Like we were talking about, that 52 fires off really good. The 18 as well. The 7 has made a great move with the 75.
Wow, Hocevar lost several spots.
He did.
On that restart. Back behind Gralla now.
The freshest tires among our top 10 belong to Alex Bowman. He's got 3 less laps. Be interesting to see if he's able to take advantage of those and make these moves. Very aggressive on this restart.
That's Bowman in the 7.
Oh, that's a tough look right here.
Taking a peek on the 18 of Chandler Smith.
He's going to make it work.
Parker's been very good into 11 here.
I'm going to have to go with my man Bowman.
The adjustment gives him a little nudge.
Chandler Smith gets pushed out. So Bowman and Kligerman both get those spots.
Chandler's probably a little hot under the collar right now and sees that truck just ahead of him that bumped him out of the way. Kaz Gralla down on the inside of Hocevar, and they're 3 wide back there.
Kyle's obviously putting together strong laps here, but what he's got to worry about is leaving any door open for this 52, because the 52 wants this. He wants to make that move. He wants to make that statement of
22 around. That's a lot of damage
and he's
to
going
it.
to put it in there if he can get within a truck length. You know
No
that.
caution.
Well, Austin Wayne Self has had a tough day.
There it is.
He was up inside the top 15 with that truck, Vince, when he got dumped.
Friesen still
I think he'll be
trying to
smart
charge on Kyle.
I think he'll be smart enough here not to try it in at 19, but yeah, I mean, we saw what happened before with the 88, but oh man, he is on it on this restart.
He's never had a top 5 finish on a road course, Stuart Friesen. And by the way, neither is Kyle Busch in the Truck Series.
But boy, does he come off of turn 20 like a rocket. Oh wow.
Really good exit 20, stretching out to 2.5.
Hey.
Your mark's still 1.
You sound like the spotter. Really good exit, Kyle.
Exactly what the 51 wants to see. Let them battle, let me go. I've got 5 laps to put down to do this right, get my first truck start on a road course, be a victory. It's not going to be 11 seconds as it was last year in the Xfinity race, but this is exactly what Kyle wants to see.
We talked about the fresher tires on the 7. It's only 3 laps, but Andy, do the math. That's how many turns?
Yeah, that's not 60 turns.
Well done, Andy. Well done. I knew we had you up here for something. 5 to go. I can't believe we're on 5 to go.
Oh, 5 to go. Sorry. That's 100 turns.
Kligerman, what a strong day. We began the show talking about Parker Kligerman and how every time he gets in the truck, he seems to have a strong day, and today no exception. Running up inside the top 5. Kaz Gralla having a good run, also in that 0-2, being chased by Ben Rhodes. Final laps at Coda, you won't miss a thing. Wow, got into the back end of him, and we'll see it up close and personal right here.
That 45 just sort of backed up the 19. The 19 was trying to be cautious on it. I don't think Ankrum caught that the 45 had really lost.
Come out for Eckes.
That's coming out of 15.
Has stalled, so that has brought out the caution. And we're going to have a restart. And we've seen how crazy those can be.
I can't believe we sorted it out after that last restart into turn 1.
Thousand Oaks, California. That's where I want to go. Thousand Oaks, California.
Down to 4 by the middle of the corner, but man, what action it is on the restart.
Well, that sets us up nicely for a little Alex Bowman-Kyle Busch battle.
And Bowman's been matching Busch's lap times. Once he got around Friesen, he was running the same lap times as Kyle Busch. So,
I mean, there's stories all the way through this field, but just looking in this top 6,
He's got a
Kyle
parachute on the back
Bowman,
of there.
and then Friesen, who's been so good and
Hocevar.
so aggressive on these restarts, is going to start inside row 2. You've got Kligerman, who's been running great all day. John Hunter, Zane Smith, who we just counted out a second ago. I did at least, said that top 5 was a jinx for the double stage winner here. Is now all the way back up to 6th. He's going to restart on row 3 and have a really great shot at this.
for me,
That's exactly it. Top 6 for me has all the guys in the top 6. I mean, maybe it's further back, but we see The guys in the top 6 are one fast enough and have been up front already. You know, from stage, he's been there.
Remember Kyle, Bowman, Kligerman, not full time in the series.
Practicing those launches, making sure the rear tires are cleaned off. Keep your eye on row 3. We've talked about them. They've come a long way. Can they make a move here late?
Nice jump on the front one. He knows that 52's coming.
Bowman takes a wide look trying to cut across, but Friesen is there.
They reckon
So Kyle
again. They'll get back going.
that smoothly. We've got one around in turn 1.
They might let them go here.
Purdy having issues.
No damage. Yep, keep rolling.
Fired it right back up. Good job, Chase.
And he's still spinning.
And that's Kobe Howard as well in the 91.
He's off the
Still
track.
able to keep him moving.
And look who's right there.
Bowman still hunting Kyle Busch. Takes a look on the inside, but Kyle holding him off. Friesen sitting there in 3rd.
Interesting different lines through 8 there. Kyle has been wide through 8, not using the curbs as much as the other drivers.
Big run by
The
Bowman.
caution has come out.
Big run by Bowman there.
And the caution is out, so we'll re-rack them and do them again. I tell you what, I think Bowman was going to get to Kyle's bumper.
That was definitely going to be where the look was going to happen there. You've got to do that because if that yellow comes out after...
Well, they throw a yellow
your
out
white
because
flag,
of
you
a
want to
truck
take it
that
as
ain't even
quick
on
as
the
you
track.
can there.
That's
You want to
stupid.
assume...
He was running in the top 10, Vince.
Never
All
mind.
kind of debris.
A little damage
on the
there.
track.
That thing's...
That's too bad for Casgrella, and he's got 11 races in that 02 truck this season and was having a good one today.
She's buried up to the axles.
It's going to be
Big jump by Kyle.
Kyle gets the good jump. Bowman still there in 2nd.
He just needs to clear Friesen in a hurry so he can continue the pursuit.
Oh, they got some action.
Yeah, Friesen and Bowman, a little bit of contact there, kept Bowman back, and Friesen in the 2nd spot. Bowman 3rd.
It's the best thing that could have happened for Kyle Busch, I think, as fast as that 7 looked on the last restart.
Especially on the way down to 11 there. Bowman was able to really make a move there. We've seen him close back up on the 52. The 52's been brave on the brakes. I don't know if he's got the truck that the 7's got.
Here comes 34. 38, excuse me, from row 3.
Zane Smith has moved up here, yeah.
Bowman just racing with urgency to get around Stuart Friesen to have a shot. Oh, it's all 3 of them together.
Zane Smith on the double skate winner's gonna go to P1.
Kyle slips
Oh my
back
gosh.
to 5th. Wow. Zane Smith out front.
Sideways back there.
Getting around Friesen. Does Bowman have enough speed to catch Zane?
They've been trying to wreck on the middle of the back straightaway there for a few seconds and finally accomplished that. Oh, this puts Kyle behind the 8 ball here.
Here comes Kligerman. Kligerman now charging to challenge Alex Bowman for 2nd.
Friesen way offline, but he wedges way back in, yes. Kyle Busch around Kligerman.
Bowman gets 2nd. John Hunter Nemechek now coming up into the mix. He and Kyle running side by side for 3rd. Kyle Busch maybe not done yet.
These guys aren't done beating each other up yet either.
Zane Smith out front
Alex
by about a
Bowman
2.5 seconds.
with some tire smoke. Tanner Gray rebounded up in the top 5. Until he gets punted off just then.
Zane has a super comfortable lead here with 1 to go. He's been fast all day. He's just got to give it 99% all the way home, and the 7's not going to be able to get him.
The white flag, the final lap for Zane Smith. Their trucks all over the track, but able to keep rolling, and we stay green. Still that great battle for 2nd between John Hunter and Alex Bowman.
Wow, that's a tough move on the outside of turn 2 right there.
John Hunter gets the spot, but the battle with Bowman has cost them time to Zane Smith. Smith out almost 3 seconds now. Bowman taking a peek back on the inside. That's Kyle right behind them in 4th. Nemechek trying to hold that position far and away would be his best finish of the season. 3 finishes outside the top 20 to begin the year.
Kyle's going to dive down on Bowman. Bowman's going to try the crossover. Can't quite get there.
And that lets the 4 get away. That gets the 4 another handful of turns, a half a lap to try to close that space up on the 38.
But Zane Smith leads by almost 3.5 seconds. Wow, how about this for Front Row Motorsports and owner Bob Jenkins? This team won here
Mark
a year ago, the
Jenkins.
inaugural race at Coda, with Todd Gilliland behind the wheel. This time, it's Zane Smith. Smith won the first stage, won the second stage, and is trying
2 more
to
turns.
sweep
Last turn.
This race here would be the first time
Last
that's
2 more
happened this
turns.
season.
Man, they're still wrecking back in the field. Look at Crafton.
Crafton's in the dirt coming through 14.
He went off the street.
You don't think those positions matter? Look at the contact. Fighting for every spot on the final lap.
I'm so proud of my row 3 Vince.
That's exactly, you called it. They went from row 3 to row 1. 5 and 6 went 1, 2.
There you go.
Zane Smith taking it home.
What a drive.
Zane Smith wins at Circuit of the Americas.
Where'd Bowman go?
5th career win for Smith. His second this season.
That was
Going
thrilling.
for 15
That
from
was
the
pretty
15.
amazing. That's a
17.
mega comeback story right there.
All top 20s
I
level.
counted them out. I thought there weren't enough laps left, but boy, that truck was quick.
There's Alex
Bowman wrecked.
and all the damage you can see that his truck suffered here in this final lap.
51 was who I saw him closest to before that camera went off of them and back onto the 38 and the 4.
Well, we talked about it being full contact racing, and it has been that and then some.
Parker Kligerman.
Kligerman had an off on that last lap as well.
Both of those trucks were running so strong.
And they're just going to back them up, and taking them all the way around. Heavy damage. Well, John Hunter Nemechek brings it home second. And Kyle Busch ends up third with Ben Rhodes and Chandler Smith fifth. So KBM with 3 in the top 5, but they don't get the top spot.
That's our windshield bet right there.
Yeah, got a windshield washer in the Chandler Smith truck. Great job though by Chandler. He was up and down all day long, made a nice recovery late.
You really can't call this a lucky one or that he backed it.
There comes your winner. Put his truck in victory lane 2 years in a row.
Long, but it all came down to that final restart, overtime again. 2 laps to go. What were you saying?
Yeah, just truck races are crazy.